Okay, that song has been just on my brain all like the last month or so. I love that song. I don't even know. I can't remember who actually it's by, but I decided to download it on my phone. I'm looking over there on my phone to see. But anyways, I love that song. You've got the power. Those lyrics in that song. I know that's probably not what it's called actually too, but nonetheless, that song is very powerful. And I think it's so powerful, especially at this point in time when, it's been a long year. A lot of us have had a long year. I still can't believe it's already December. And so today on the show, I want to talk to you about how you need to remember that you've always had the power. First, I want to say thank you so much, everyone who's recently subscribed to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm so excited for the conversations that we're going to have. I truly appreciate your support. And if you're visiting for the first time, thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to like, share, or subscribe this podcast. So today, I want to talk to you about how you've got the power. I think sometimes it's easy for us to become a victim in our own lives, and I can totally understand that. Trust me, I have had moments when I wanted to be like, and then at a certain point, I had to realize within myself that nobody is coming to save me. No, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody necessarily cares. The world will keep turning. The world will keep moving forward. The only person that is going to save me is myself. Thank God we do have God, who I love and cherish, of course. But I know that He's also asking me, and in some sense, requiring me to use the talents, the skills, all the things that He's given me, the gifts, to move forward in creating the life that He has given me a vision of creating. And that means I have to remember the power that I have. And sometimes it can be hard to do that when people are around you or situations are around you that make you underestimate your power or make you question if you even have the capabilities. But it's in these moments when I feel that it's almost like the character within a movie who's at a precipice point where they can choose to fall back and just to subside to what's going on, or they can just get the resilience, the tenacity to move forward. Or like that mom, for example, whose child was under the car, and all of a sudden somehow she miraculously was able to raise the car up and to get the kid out from under. I mean, that was insane. But she remembered, and in that moment, maybe she doesn't really remember. I don't know what she was thinking, but she probably just said, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to get the power to do it. I'm going to do it. It's amazing to me that when we have the power to do something, when we want the power to do something, we will make that stuff happen. And I know you probably have had moments of that too, where it's like you wanted something to happen and you make it happen. So choose to believe in the power that you have in your life, to not be a victim of your circumstances, to not allow challenges to get in the way, to know there is always a way around things and to maneuver through things. I think sometimes we give up on things too early. And I myself have been guilty of this at times. When I'm talking to you guys about these things, it's things that I'm still learning, or what's the word, navigating, or, just realizing that I'm, because we all, even with one test, you could say, that we learn, life will, throw us something else where we're like, okay, you think you passed that? Well, let's have another final exam and just see if you really learned that lesson. So, I mean, these are all things that I feel like I'm personally just relaying to you all and just realizing, because I feel like I've recently just have come into understanding of my own personal power. Sometimes I feel like people could think at a certain moment of time when they see a person who is, in a certain position in life or whatever else, they could just think, oh, wow, well, that like, they're just so lucky. Well, actually, I realize now, especially for entrepreneurs and having a company that I'm getting going and everything like that still as well. There is so much more to everything than just being flipping lucky. I want to say another word, but we won't cuss here. There is having the power to move forward and creating the vision that you want for your life. And knowing that it doesn't matter how many boulders come to knock you off your path, how many people or situations come, you are going to stay steadfast in that. And that's what most entrepreneurs have done who are successful. Most people who are successful. Maybe sometimes, yeah, maybe they have luck, but at the end of the day, I feel like luck can only take you so far. You have to have this inner internal power, this inner internal strength to take back your power in situations, so that regardless of what you go through as you're moving up and climbing up the ladder to where you want to be, to creating the life you want to have, you still have this tenacity to withstand creating the life that you want for yourself. And there are a lot of situations and things in life that will make you think otherwise, that you don't have the power, or that you can't have your new beginning, or that you're not worthy, or who do you think you are, or all these other thoughts that even could pop up in your own brain. And you have to tell it, or the people or whatever else. No, this is what I want. This is what I'm going after. This is what I'm going to do. And you move forward in it. You take back your power because there is nothing within this imagination that you cannot bring into reality. And that's such a beautiful gift is that we have the imagination. And I feel like maybe for some of you right now, you might be just realizing just how amazing your imagination is, how amazing your willpower is to get through things that you never thought you could get through. And yet here you are today because you had the strength, the courage, and the tenacity to withstand, knowing that eventually you would make it through. And I feel like that is what life is all about in some sense. I don't want to say that's what completely is all about because I don't want to think of it's always challenges, but this notion of realizing that we have such power within us. If only we believed in the power. It's almost like I'm looking at my hands and looking at myself. I'm like a cartoon or something, like just coming into like a warrior, like cartoon and coming to my fullness of being like this, you know, badass warrior. Excuse me. Anyways, but I think it's just so important for us to really withstand and to know we have the power and to not allow the circumstances of life to get us to believe that we can move forward in creating what we want to create in our world and in our lives. And it's about having the mindset of not allowing it to be where it's not who's going to let me, but who is going to stop me. Because you have the power. You've always had the power. You always have the power to be your own superhero because you are. Because again, no one's coming to save you. So you can save yourself. Prove it to yourself. And not in the fact that you need to prove it to yourself, but just to know that in every situation, if you look back, you were always able, in some sense, to get out of it or to overcome it or to rise above it. The same is true moving forward, that you always will have this power. And everything that you face in life is just getting you ready and getting you stronger and getting you prepared for whatever is next to come so that you can also withstand that. Which is why I feel like, again, when I look at these leaders, business people, whoever has reached such a pinnacle point in their life, I know that they probably have gone through the fire at times, that they have been able to be like an emperor, an empress. Like, yes, it can be nice, but don't test me. That type of thing. And I think that's all the mentality that we all need to have in our lives as well, where we say, it doesn't matter what is going to come up against me. It's just who is going to stop me. Because I have the power to make the change and to create the life that I want to create for myself, to create the purpose and have the purpose that I want to have in the world while I am here on this planet. And you can too. That is something that we all need to have, the notion that we all need to have within ourselves. So I hope that you will tap into this inner power that you have within yourself and to rise above all the doubt, all the challenges, all the inclinations, everything that is going on. And I know it can be very tough sometimes. I know being an entrepreneur and going through some of the things I've gone through, which I'm will get into at some point on the show because it has been a journey. But in the day, I appreciate the journey because I know it has only made me that much stronger. And I know that everything that I encounter is only serving my highest good. I believe that at heart, and that everything is preparing me for what I've asked for and what I desire and for where I'm going. So I challenge you to have that same mantra, to know that everything is always serving your highest good. Everything is always helping you to bring forth this power that is within you. So thank you so much for tuning in on this edition of the Ripple Effect of You podcast. I hope that this message was inspiring for you, that you took something from it. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.